Now I just wanted to quickly talk about this cabinet. It will be featuring in the next online professional hand painted furniture course, which should be up shortly. I purchased it at a local second-hand shop, but before I can start painting it, I will need to determine exactly what's being used on the surface of this veneered wood. Now I intend to give this to prepare this and to give it a professional repaint. So the surface preparation is really important. I don't want any of the paint to be chipping off or there to be any problems in the future. Now I have to find out really what's been put on here. It's probably had a French polish initially over the veneer. It could have had wax paste applied to it. It could have had oil. It could have had furniture polish. Depending on what's being put on here, that will dictate the type of primer that I will use to underneath the paint finish. Okay, to start with, I would recommend wearing gloves if you're using any chemicals, but I'm going to start with the warm soapy water. So this is just warm water with a couple of drops of detergent in there. You don't need a lot, it's just enough just to degrease any of the surface. So you'll clean over the surface, removing any grime, all the little bits and pieces, all the edges, all the corners. Once you're happy with that, the next process is to find out if there's any wax or oil on there. Now to do that, I shall start with the methylated spirits. So I'll put a glove on. Put your clean cloth. Put that into the methylated spirits. And then wipe that over the surface. Give it a good wipe over, and then you will then start to work out exactly what's been on there. You can see that already. There's some things coming off there. That could be oil. It could be wax, or it could be just where I've softened the French polish that was on there initially to seal over the veneer. If that's the case, then you can just keep going with that all over until it's nice and clean, and you've got a good, you can see the difference that makes. The shine will start to go, start to lose that shine on the surface. And you will see that you're getting back to a nice finish that is suitable for the primer. Now, what I would also recommend is to use white spirit. Once you've done that, again, this will determine whether or not there's any wax paste being put on here. Again, use a clean cloth. A little bit of white spirit on there, and then rub that over the surface, and that will start to soften anything that's on there. If there's any paste on there, wax paste or oil or furniture polish that's been applied on there, that will show up on the cloth. So you will then know that that's on there. Now I've given that a good wipe, and it's pretty clean. So that tells me that there's probably no wax paste polish being put on there, or any oils placed on there. So from here I will continue to use the methylated spirits to clean this down. Once I've done that, I will take some sandpaper or a sanding pad, fine to medium sanding pad, a fine to medium sandpaper. This is a 320. If it's a flat surface, I would recommend using a pad. These are double-sided pads. You've got a coarser, I think it's an 80 on this side and a 120 on this side. So I would recommend that. I would probably recommend, if you're creating a lot of dust, obviously to wear a mask. You don't want to be inhaling any dust. You want to take your sandpaper, sand the surface down well, all over thoroughly. You will see now that the surface is becoming dull. It's lovely and smooth. It's becoming dull now, and this is pretty much now ready for the primer. Remove any dust. I use a dusting brush. You can use a hairdryer. Remove any dust. Make sure you don't leave any dust on the surface before you start painting. I would also recommend using a vacuum cleaner of some sort to make sure there is no dust anywhere near your item, your piece of furniture. You don't want to be having any of that underneath your primers. And then once you've done that, just to make sure that the surface is completely dust free, and then once again I will take my damp cloth and just wipe over the surface, remove any chemicals, remove any dust, and then leave that to dry, and then you can start priming. So this process I will be showing you in detail in the next Paint Your Furniture course, online course, so please look out for that. So many thanks for watching this short video. I look forward to welcoming more of you to my website and to the online courses and the studio courses. Hopefully we can work together to enhance your skills and create some stunning projects for you. Don't forget the online Zoom Q&A session on Friday the 13th of November. That should be around 6:30 p.m. UK time. If you are interested, please send me an email and I can get back to you with all the details. Okay, many thanks. Bye bye then.